Next, and a project trying to preserve some of the world's rarest musical instruments has won a prestigious award for its work. The Preston-based Global Sound Movement scours continents for sounds that may be about to become extinct, as musical heritage in some parts of the world teeters on the brink of becoming musical history. The group then tries to bring the sounds to a worldwide audience. And now it's won the Times Higher Education Award for Innovation in the Arts. A little earlier, Phil Holmes and Paresh Palmer from the project told me more about it. Well, first of all, congratulations on the award. Was it a surprise to you that you won?
It was a surprise, wasn't it, Paresh?
Very much so, yes. We were the first award to be announced, and I just remember seeing a show reel of all the other universities that were nominated at the time, and we were just waiting for the University of Central Lancashire, and as soon as we heard it, I'm sure even before it finished we was cheering.
Yeah, we were all on our feet, and it was a really good event because it wasn't just the Global Sound Movement that were there. Obviously, some music production students were there from the university who work on the project. Our executive dean, our director of research, even the vice chancellor was there. So it was a good. UCLan were very much represented, and I think we all basked in the glory of that moment.
So it felt like recognition, did it, for all the hard work?
It did, and I mean, you know, in terms of the Global Sound Movement, the work's not yet done. You know, we don't see an end to this for a long time, do we? No. But it was nice to be recognised for what we've done to date.
What aspect of the work was the award given for? Is it anything in specific, or just sort of the project?
Well, the award itself was an excellence in the innovation of the arts, and the competitors were very good. You know, they had
very good,
excellent projects. But I think it was the diversity of what we were doing and the impact that it's had in the different countries that we've been to. So it was Uganda, Cyprus, Bali, and the various sounds that were recorded and the contributions of that.
I think also something that the lovely people at the Times Higher thought was a very strong thing about our project was that we actually go out to these places. We actually travel out, and we've got that connection with the communities. We're not doing it from afar in a lovely warm building in the northwest of England. We're actually out, you know, working with the communities in really sometimes very kind of poor areas of Africa or Indonesia. Other times kind of socially challenged community centres in Cyprus, etc. So I think part of the uniqueness of our project is that we do have the face-to-face human connection with all the people that we work with.
And how do you identify the areas that it's worth your while going to? Do you know what you're going to find before you get there? Have you done a lot of research? Or
there's a lot of desk research that goes in before we select a location, but I think now, because of our the momentum of the project, we understand a lot more of how to select locations, how to contact charities, how to contact people on the ground out there, communities. So I think we're learning as we're going along, which is really good and interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of desk research that goes in before we book the flights.
And you're looking for music and instruments that reflect a particular area, a particular culture, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. So what we want to do is we want to bring a piece of that country back into here. We are looking for rare, hand-built percussion instruments, so we're keeping or preserving the instrument as well. But obviously the integration, once that sample is sold, the integration of that into modern music is pretty much seamless in terms of the way that works.
And how rare are these kind of instruments? I imagine they must be extremely rare.
Yeah, one of the instruments from Africa called an akindinda, there's only, of that scale, there's only 3 left in the world. And the art of playing this instrument is unfortunately dying out because the skills aren't being passed down. So we're really pleased that we managed to actually sample every single note of that. And through our digital archive, we've actually preserved the sound of that instrument for hopefully ever. And equally in Bali, we, in terms of a rare instrument, we met a wonderful gentleman called Rizal, who makes his own sustainable musical instruments out of bamboo. And he'd made his own guitar out of bamboo, and as part of that guitar, it was also a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
A hybrid.
Yes, it was a hybrid, wasn't it?
Yeah. But he could play both of those simultaneously.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And perform with it, yeah.
So in terms of a rare hand-built instrument, we've got a bamboo guitar didgeridoo combo, which is phenomenal and something that you just wouldn't find anywhere else other than Indonesia.
Given that level of skill, you would imagine the people in those cultures will be trying to pass that on to future generations to preserve it. But do you find that these instruments are really sort of dying out, being consigned to history?
I think with Rizal, he was a unique case, I think. I don't think didgeridoo guitars are historically heritage of Bali, but yeah, certainly in Africa, things like the Akandinda, I think as generations change, as things develop in communities, the youngsters would much rather be doing something else than learning that, and I think that's got a lot to do with it.
Some of these instruments take a long time to build as well, so there is that convenience, accessibility that becomes an issue, so that's why it starts to die out a little bit. But by preserving the sounds in the way that we do, we provide that convenience, allowing them to play the notes of that instrument that's dying out. So the whole project seems to fit in with future development of music playing and keeping the heritage of the sound.
And do you find that there are very unique sounds in different areas, even different parts of Africa, say?
Very much so. I mean, where we recorded the Akandinda, that was about 2 hours out of Iganga, yeah. And then in Kampala, the capital city, you've got kind of westernised instruments, so electric guitars, keyboards, things like that, but being fused with little thumb pianos that are made out of old plywood and nails, you know, which you wouldn't necessarily get in the outer communities. So yeah, just the distance of a few well, 50 miles or something radius, you know, you've got a very varied different set of instruments.
So it's even more varied than language, really, music, you'd say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be, yeah.
Just looking to the future then, what areas are you exploring at the moment?
Paresh, would you like to take this one?
I think our next area is going to be Cambodia, is our area of focus, and then possibly move on to China.
Yeah, so we've got two...
Rich musical heritage in China, of course.
Yeah, very much so. And we've got a specific project which we can't talk too much about at this moment in time in Cambodia, but you'll have to have us back on, Paul, to talk about that once we've done it.
We certainly will. Congratulations again on the award, and thanks to you both for joining us.
Thank you very much.